M0FXB firmware Xiegu G90. Just downloaded it, got it here. For the main unit, which is the back unit, 1.79B.03. I've already done the front. This video is just the back unit. We've got TerraTerm. It's called the update tool, but it's actually TerraTerm. Just double click it and run it, and it looks like this. I'll actually do it while I'm here. It's a bit scary, but you can't really brick these radios. Sorry about the background going all like that. So I just let it run so it opens up. It's like a yellow. No, it's actually a white box, really. Launch. There you are. It actually launches automatically for you. And let's put it up there on the right. So grab the cable that's in the box. Okay, in the box you've got this like blue-ended cable. The firmware, to download the firmware, is from Radiology. I'll put the link in for that. You get two windows open. Now look at the back of my Xiegu. You've got it plugged into the COM port there, and then the blue end is plugged into my PC. I've put the firmware here just where I know I can find it on my desktop. When the radio's turned on, just turn it off, yeah? And then pull the power out of the back of the radio, but leave the power supply turned on, but make sure you fully disconnect the power from the radio, because that will sort of reset everything. So now put the power back into the radio. Then you go to serial and select the COM port, which I know mine's 14. Okay, click OK. And then just to find it, just right click your device manager, like so. Remember, you can't really brick these. You just keep doing this over and over again. The main thing is when you disconnect the power completely from your radio, there is their COM 14. When you disconnect the power completely from your radio, it just sort of resets things and allows you to start the firmware process from the beginning, even if you muck things up. So now the tricky bit is to get it into firmware mode, and it can be quite tricky. So open TerraTerm, just type it in your search, TerraTerm, like so. Then right click on your device manager, ports, 14 there, right click, properties, make sure you go to port settings here, and you've got 115.200, that's all good. Hit serial here, select 14, click OK, then go setup, serial port up here, setup, serial port. And we're going to go 14, go to 11500, new setting. Now remember, we've put the firmware where we can find it. So we're going to we need to get it into firmware mode. So put the power back into the radio. Turn the power back on, but don't turn the radio on, but you've got power going into the radio. And what we're going to try and do is get it into firmware mode. So it's hold down the volume or the space bar, depending on whether you've got a V in your serial number. So if you haven't, I'm going to try both. But anyway, so you hold down the volume, turn the radio on, and then you quickly press number 1. So we're going to try it. Hold down the volume, turn on, and then press 1, and it should erase, which is what it's done. It's quite nervy. And then you go setup. Where is it? Sorry, file, transfer, X modem, send. This is where you're going to find that firmware that's called the main on mine. So just give me a minute to find that. If I start to type a G here, it found it. And we want the main unit. And remember to tick this 1K, because if you don't tick this 1K, it doesn't work. Then open. And then you get this nice satisfying green window. When the radio's saying COM lost. So if it don't work, we'll just do it all again. See what it says. And like I said, you can literally do this 50 times. And saying it's going to reboot. And there you are. Looks fine to me. So we've got the firmware. If you hold down function, go next, next, next. There it is. And then when it's green, it will show you the firmware. Sure how great that shows. But look, 7.9 on the back and 8.0 on the front, which is I have done a video loading the front as well. Bye for now, 7.3, all the best.